Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. This is such a fortunate year for you. Not only is Jupiter exalted, meaning that it is working and functioning at its highest, able to really express and fulfill itself in this sign, but also it is in your 11th house, which is known as the joy of Jupiter. Jupiter finds its planetary joy in its 11th house, where it is placed in your chart for the next year. So I think this is going to be a great time for you, Virgo. In this video, I break it all down for you, so stick with me. Welcome, beloved souls. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Vivia, and this is my channel, Your Souls Well, where I use astrology to help us make sense of our turbulent, changing, and exciting world. In this video series, I am going through Jupiter in Cancer for all of the signs. You're going to want to watch for your sun, your moon, and your rising. Your rising will be most specific for what's actually going to physically happen in your reality. Your sun sign reflects your goals, your purpose, your ambitions, and your moon is about your internal landscape, your emotions. So to get a whole perspective, you can watch all three to get a greater understanding and holistic perspective of what is happening in the world during this transit. Thank you for being here with me, and let's get to it. First, let's talk about Jupiter trines your 7th house of Pisces and your 3rd house of Scorpio. So trine is a really benevolent energy, and it's bringing abundance here and expanding these houses. These are your relational houses. The 3rd house is your immediate environment, your neighborhood, your siblings, your relatives. It's also communication, your writing style, speaking style, and it's also trining your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, contractual agreements, your long-term partners. They could be, significant others, marriage partners, business partners. It's also your house of the marketplace or your audience if you have one. And so this is such benevolent energy. It's going to bring about energy that is just so good for you and so good for relating with others and bringing about expansion in relationships. It's sitting here applying to a conjunction with Mercury on the day that it enters. And that is just speaking volumes. That connects again to your 3rd house. So I just expect a lot of perhaps short distance travels, communication with siblings, expansion of relationships with cousins and siblings and extended family. And also this 11th house here of your groups and your networks and your friendships. So just a good expansion of friendships and your one-on-one relationships. Jupiter also sextile your 9th house of Taurus. It's also sextiling Venus upon ingress. So that's benevolent as well for all relationships, any type of feminine relationships with women. All the things of the feminine realm really are going to be amplified for you this year. It's also sextiling your 1st house. So that's benefic too for you. It's forming this really nice sextile here to your house of self, for your body image, your body consciousness, how you present yourself to the world. So it's bringing this nice energy here as well. It's opposing your 5th house. So there's going to be expansion here through your 5th house too. And the 5th house is about creativity, taking risk. It's about children. For those of you who have children, there could be expansion of your family through children, or even sometimes bringing light to issues with children that could happen as well, or romance as well, or dating, or adventure, fun. So for some of you, it could just be bringing a spotlight to that as well. It squares your 8th house of Aries, and therefore also is squaring Neptune and Saturn. And it also squares your 2nd Libra. So that's your house of your own resources, how you make your money from your job, your values, your possessions. So these houses might be a bit more tense with Jupiter squaring your 2nd house. You may want to watch your spending habits, what you're spending money. I can see that there's going to be lots of social engagement for you this whole year. with all these houses here, 3rd, 7th, and 11th really being highlighted. So that could be where you need to curb your spending. The odd for you is happening with Jupiter conjuncting Mercury and aspect by in conjunction Pluto in 6th house and the moon in your 4th. So there could be some tension here in your day-to-day works of the 6th house and your family and home life in your 4th. But remember, like in conjunctions or a little bit irritating, they bring up patterns that are held underneath the surface. They're a bit more subtle than the other aspects known as the Ptolemaic aspects. However, they also have this magical element to them, nefarial element. They're not as visible, right? But they do have this way of bringing magic into lives. And when we put two of them together, such as this in this ingress chart, like two quincunxes, right? What happens is what is called the finger of God. You are going to want to go back and watch my first video of Jupiter in Cancer, which I will link here. I'm not going over all those points. You want to go back. I covered a lot with it. I covered the retrograde period, the pre-shadow, post-shadow, the heliacal rising, as well as all the aspects in more detail. So you'll want to see that. And so for you, this energy is here in your 11th house. And it's about using this energy really to your advantage through this 11th house of your networks. Maybe your networks are going to help you in your day-to-day work or with your home environment or your friends. This somehow will all blend together, and really using your expanded networks and communication in through your expanded networks, through your social network and your friendships here. Your other second yod is with the moon again, and Jupiter conjuncting Mercury again in your 11th and Venus in your 9th. But it's coming down here to your 4th house. So this might deal with your mothering skills, or your nurturing yourself, or the nurturing your relationship with your biggest. And that might be the focus of perhaps this whole year. It might not be the whole year in terms of your mother, but perhaps the relationship with your mother, or the relationship with your own mothering of self, or how you mother your own children if you have children, or your home, your foundation is going to be coming up. And Venus in your 9th could be this element of beautifying your home or your inner landscape through this Venusian quality here that's in this higher house, having a higher spiritual sight here, and learning to, like, perhaps for some of you, it's learning to beautify your home and expansion through relationship with women, especially since it is aspecting Jupiter here in your 11th. And for some of you, that could be new relationships with women, friendships with women that have high spiritual outlooks, or like knowledge of spirituality, but from a very grounded and practical sense that's going to help you, because that's your 9th house, right? And that's Taurus. Taurus is very much about groundedness and practicality. So, and maybe a very stable relationship, but that's like coming in through here somehow. Maybe for some of you, it might be hosting a lot of parties, or hosting in your home here, with the moon being here, because that is your home, and the moon coming through here as well with aspecting Venus, and hosting friends, family in your home, and using that as beautification as well. Okay, so, but definitely with Jupiter being there, it's going to be about expanding your social networks, your connections, your friendships, your social circle, like just seeing your social circle expand. And it will grow in a very benefic and positive way. It's going to bring new opportunities and supportive connections to your life, and meeting people who align more closely with your values, how you envision your life, and where you're headed. This to you as well is about building stronger connections and networks and collaborations. This beautiful protection of Jupiter here offers all the right support through your networks, your friends, your groups and associations, to build these meaningful connections that can help bring your long-term goals into focus, into realization, really helping you make good progress. Collaboration and shared vision is going to be key in this. Many of you will find your own true tribe and find a sense of belonging within these new groups. I have opened up my booking calendar for this summer to take on clients, and in the description box below, you will find a link that will take you to a payment processor and a calendar for you to book a reading if you would like your natal chart read by me. I would love to read for you and let you know all about brilliant and beautiful you. So see the link below. And the moon being in the 4th house, like that is the house, like that's the moon in Cancer kind of belongs there. So this is kind of like an extra security for you, foundation for you. And maybe for a lot of you, it will be just bringing, like, building that foundation of your life. Here with the Jupiter in your 11th, it's really about realizing your hopes, all your wishes, and your long-term goals and dreams. So this is really a transit that really benefits all of that. Your long-term goals and dreams can really get expanded right now and really grow into its full bloom under this transit. So Jupiter here is really setting things up for you for its full expansion, for your future expansion, the future expansion of your life, and to expand your vision for the future. Remember, this is starting a new 12-year cycle. Here in your 11th house, it's also about your profession and financial gains through your profession. This is your higher house of money, after all. If you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, like, remember, your 5th house and your 7th house are really, really being highlighted right now as well. And it could be a very profitable time to get things in motion with the potential for revenue and sales, market, and your online audience, if you have one, to grow and to expand. So many of you may experience increased financial income through this transit. Opportunities for career development and even support from benefit might come in for you. Those of you who do have an online presence, this is an indication of success with that online presence. If you're not already, this is a great year to get on social media, start a channel, a podcast, or anything that you feel really aligned to. This really is the year that it could blow up, gain more followers, as well as expand your audience. And again, your revenue through that audience.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an upload.
Cancer always deals with our emotions as well as the past. So Jupiter being in Cancer is going to magnify emotions and feelings, things from the past. So as it regards your 11th house, that could be things dealing with your friends, friendships, networks, groups, and perhaps feelings of exclusions or any of that baggage from your past or any past struggles around belonging. So as you deal with that, remember that this transit's going to help you find your greater sense of identity within your networks and your groups and your friendships, and aligning more closely with them and finding a place where you belong. It does encourage a healthy way to process emotions, and it leads to emotional fulfillment through friendships, again, networks, your online presence, online work for those of you who do that. And because Jupiter rules your 7th house, this is really benevolent energy for long-term success in partnerships of all sorts, including intimate partnerships like marriages, but it could be business partnerships as well. And it does suggest for those of you who are single, luck and fortune meeting the right partnerships. And those of you who are not, it is beneficial for improving your existing relationships, deepening those bonds and forming more intimate connect. It is overall very optimistic, supportive, and growth orientated. Jupiter being here in its house of joy, and you may experience an increased sense of optimism, of vitality, of well-being, of good fortune, of blessings, faith, and of hope, and generally just feel more jovial and magnetic. Remember that Jupiter loves to bring growth, expansion, blessings, and abundance, and all the while providing divine protection and the infusion to achieve your long-term goals and dreams. Some of the challenges with Jupiter being here is it is squaring Saturn and Neptune, 8th house of Aries. The 8th house deals with other people's resources. It deals with occulted, taboo subjects, can deal with our sexuality, or sexual intimacy with the other. And this could lead to your initial delays or stagnancy or fear or disillusionment or confusion around any of these issues. But remember that it will be short-lived, because when this square clears, it won't take too long for this square to clear. And then when it does, as long as you work on what is coming up and you just deal with this in the best way that you can, remember that next year Jupiter moves into the sign of Leo in your 12th house, And at that time, it will be riding this house, and it will eventually trine Neptune, and it will eventually trine Saturn. And I think that is when you will really see the concretized result of the work that you're doing now when these planets come into their square. Also, Jupiter comes into a cazimi with the sun here in the 11th house. So it's being reborn, 11th house of you. So there's a rebirth here for you. It becomes invisible. It's invisible in this house. It comes into a cazimi. It becomes combust and comes into a cazimi here, and then comes into its visibility again. It's heliacal rising mid-July of this year. So this is all in this 11th house of yours. So this house of friendships and networks, associations, and collaborations, okay? And your higher house of money. So perhaps a rejuvenation for some of you with your finances, especially as they deal with your own profession, your online markets, right? And Jupiter will enter shadow, go retrograde, go back direct, go through its host shadow, all here in this 11th house. So this 11th house is a significant house for you. For you as well, the square might be financially related, especially any type of resources that are other people's resources, or money or finances. Money from investments might be stalled at this time. Money from inheritances, for those of you that are getting inheritances. Money, any type of residual income or income that is not directly derived from your own source of work, anybody else's. So there could be multitude things here, various things here. So any of that could be stalled in the beginning. With this square, there could be tension, maybe tension with family, even with the moon being in the 4th house and Jupiter squaring the 8th, if it involves any type of inheritance or family matter. All right. So that could happen there. But again, the square is not that long lasting. And it could be restrictions and limitations with resources from others. You could also deal with conflicts with friendships, disillusionment, or even dissolving certain friendships, maybe even critical friends or friends that really don't have your highest interest at heart. So with this square and this transit, just know that if any friendships fall away, that Jupiter being here is just going to help align you. It's protecting you. And I always, in the back of my mind, think about the rejection is protection. So whatever friendships are ending, new ones are coming in, and Jupiter is protecting you the whole time here and making sure that the friendships and the networks and what you have going for you in your own life is for your highest and greatest good. And it's going to last you moving into your future to build your vision for yourself. Jupiter, there's always the risk of overextension, over promising and under delivering. And with Cancer, it's overwhelm. So make sure that you don't take on more than you can handle. Make sure that you're really dealing with emotions that are coming up in your relationships in all these areas that I've just covered as well. And try not to overextend yourself socially. That's going to be really easy to do with Jupiter here, and with Jupiter trining your 3rd and your 7th house. Make sure to take time off for yourself, take care and nurture yourself, because you might feel overwhelmed by just the sheer number of opportunities that are coming your way at the social engagements or invitations. So just remember again, just to take care of self, and everything else will fall into place. The square also deals with vulnerability and wound house. So the 8th house is a vulnerable house and a very intimate house. And it's a house where we have to really trust and lean into the other. So it is really time to do that. It's time to, and maybe even having some boundaries around that with Saturn here, and really also even starting to restructure this house, but squaring the Jupiter in your 11th. It might deal with the vulnerability, the trust, and the emotional depth around community, friendships, larger networks, being seen, being visible, right? Being heard here. Jupiter and Mercury both here at the same time, and being valued for your mind, for your contribution, for who you are, your communication style. Bringing up all these wounds, bringing up wounds about being seen in a position of leadership here, or someone who really can inspire others here or lead others here. You might want to hide that sensitivity or downplay some of your skills or your talents, your abilities. And I would, advise you not. Just the best thing to do is just work those feelings, work through. And you know, the past is coming up too, and I think core wounding around, because that yawed to the moon in both ways, with the moon being at the apex and with Jupiter and Mercury being at the apex, is just really reinforcing any of the core wounds from childhood, with mothers, with mothering, with being nurtured as a child, with the home environment from the past, from the childhood, or even now. So really just addressing those as they come up. And that's going to come up this year, I think, for you. But remember, Jupiter is here, and it's really just this benevolent force. I can't say that enough. This is its house of joy. So this is such a good year to come up for you. You're going to be given the resources to really deal with whatever it was that inflicted this wound, or the wounds, whatever led to the insecurity within friendships, within groups. And it's going to really be able to be resolved really beautifully, so that you can again fulfill the higher vision of your goals and of your dreams. And I can see that really clearly. So also there could be difficulty, like Virgo is also one of the signs that likes to care for others, and likes to take care of details, and likes to, like the sign of the healer, likes to, you know, help others on their healing journey. But it's going to be important for you to help yourself on your healing journey, care for yourself, and instinctively nurture yourself as needed. And for some Virgos, there might be difficulty in receiving nurturing support from others. So just keep this in mind, because this is really a year where you'll need to let in that energy to heal those core wounds, those core childhood wounds. It's going to be really important, because this will be the foundation for your flight in the years to come. To navigate these challenges and maximize the profound benefit of Jupiter being exalted in house of joy here for you, Virgo, it's really going to be important that you prioritize your inner work, your self-care, your emotional healing. You're going to need to slow down, to turn inward and do the contemplative work to address any unresolved emotional issues, any past traumas, any childhood wounds. You will need to confront your own fears, shadows, and limitations. Of course, dealing with those houses primarily will come up, right? 11th, 4th, really the 6th too, with your daily work, and the 8th there. You're going to need to cultivate discernment in your relationships and really start to understand who has your back, who really loves you and supports you, who can bring you nourishment, and who is just there for the ride. And sorry to say, maybe using you. So you'll need to watch for that. This is Cancer, right? Your 11th house. So Cancer is nurturing and passionate and caring and wants to caretake everyone. But you're going to need to weed this house out like it was a garden, and only keep the best and most beautiful flowers blooming here, and all the rest just take, because they'll only, like weeds do, suffocate the beautiful flowers that you have grown. And consider the flowers, the beautiful flowers, all the valuable relationships that sextile there to Venus, is those flowers, the beautiful relationships, and those who bring you the supportive energy that you need in your. And these are the people that you're going to want to spend more time with, to grow and expand with throughout this year and throughout the years to come. Your natural discernment will help you distinguish these people that align most closely to your own values and your own vision for the future, what your own dreams and goals are. And just embracing the idea of letting go of the fear of outgrowing the groups that you're in and the friendships, that outgrowing the existing circles, and calling in the higher connections that align with you and your life and the current frequency that you're at. We all have a vibrational frequency. What we want is to be surrounded with people of like mind, of similar frequency, of similar philosophy, of lifestyle, and that is what will help you moving forward. You're going to need to manage your energy by avoiding the overcommitment, and to combat emotional overwhelm, you'll need to stick to small, reliable, and sustainable routines that support your energy and help you stay grounded. Again, avoid biting off more than you can chew and taking on more than you can handle, and perhaps being involved in too many friendships or friendship networks or social commitment. Going to want to share your vision and express your creativity. This will help you And you want to do that in this, through this 11th house of networks and communities and friendships. For some of you, it will be online as well. Again, you utilize those digital platforms to your advantage in this year, because you could really literally just blow up. This is your online glow up year, Virgo. You're going to, and just healing the wounds, letting in the nurturing, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and sensitive with your intimate others, with your friends. This is going to help you a lot. But all in all, Virgo, this is a really fortunate, blessed year for you, and a year that really can set this precedent for the next 12 years of success, of fulfillment through groups, expansion of your social circles, networks, bringing in huge opportunities and supportive connections that really help you achieve your long-term goals and aspirations. I'm going to be reading from Alana Fairchild Butterfly Affirmation card deck. Very Jupiterian, right? So positive, so uplifting, taking us to the skies. Virgo, I'm going to pull your card now. There it is. This is, I have confidence in myself. I am ready for everything that life offers me. Okay, Virgo, I hope I've helped you. Thanks for listening. Beloved Virgo, if you haven't already, go watch your playlist. I'll link it here for you. Stay blessed, and I will catch you in this video.